Hello, hello, my beloved. This is your host, Angelika Christie, Dr. Angelika Christie, on the Win Win Women platform. You are in my show now, which is dedicated to women 45 and over. Your radiant life after 45, which I teach and I show you skills to make you a happy, healthy, and wealthy woman. I show you how to design and enjoy your most radiant life after 45 by conscious and intelligent choice. With over 25 years of professional experience as a naturopathic doctor specializing in healthy aging, and as a lifestyle and relationship coach, together with my vast personal experience, yes, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I am going to be 76 in April. Can you believe it? But age does not mean anything unless you, your body just gives you a little bit of a lesson for something age related that you need to deal with, and you can deal with almost everything. And my mother used to say, everything is temporary, nothing lasts until it's your last day, your last breath. Okay, so there is always room to improve and to learn more, to get better, to infuse yourself with life force energy. And since I have been I have studied it 30 years ago, universal life force energy. I became a Reiki master teacher, and taught many students, not just the different degrees of Reiki, but made, I think, six Reiki masters during that time. But today, all of this is part of me and part of not only who I am, but what comes through in what I share and teach. My mission today is to really help the woman. Have become a champion for women of a certain age for the last almost 30 years, solving their issues with health and her relationships, so that rather than feeling helpless in her aging body and unhappy in her relationship that takes her to the abyss of loneliness and depression, she experiences radiant energy. And that gives her the zest of life and the security of a loving relationship with herself and her partner. And yes, with herself, because every relationship needs to start and be improved and become not only good, but the best as possible, and in alignment with who you are and with your true values. So this is why I say relationships are actually universal, and everything in life is about a relationship. And it starts with the relationship you have with yourself. And here is what I know, what I have said for over a decade, that women are pillars of a new consciousness, and they must lead the way. And I also believe that women deserve to be outrageously happy. When women are happy, everybody wins. Well, we know this in families, or if you are, some men know this from their wives. They say, if my wife is happy, then I am happy, the kids are happy, the household is happy. But it goes so much further into deeper levels of true happiness and fulfillment, and meaningful purpose and all of this. So my programs facilitate all of this. I really get so fired up when I see this total transformation of a woman into the healthy, radiant, and happy woman who loves her meaningful life. That's what I want. That's what I want for every woman. That's what I want for you. Okay? So this was a little bit of a longer well, was a little bit more than just an introduction of who I am and what this channel is all about, what this my presentations that will happen every Saturday live is all about. And of course, when I say it's for women 45 and over, for a radiant, healthy, fulfilling, and prosperous life, there are so many aspects of this, right? And if you read my bio, then you see that I'm pretty much qualified to teach women all of this. I'm a naturopathic doctor, but also so it's health and specializing in women's longevity and health and relationships. I'm a spiritual advisor because of my experience with Reiki and my studies with so many spiritual masters. One of them, Barbara Marx Hubbard. I don't know if you know of her, but I am an agent of conscious evolution that she taught and is so, so powerful. So anyway, there is a lot that we women have to do in our world today. We need to step it up. We absolutely need to step it up because the world is crumbling. It is the old paradigm, the male-oriented world of just profit and greed and domination. And we see what's going on in the world right now. It's quite horrifying. And I believe that things always seem to get worse before they get better. So don't be discouraged. Be inspired that you are here, you and I, and all the women that feel they have to, they are here to give of their gift. There are many gifts. Sometimes it's one particular gift that you have, and it makes you very, very unique. And do not hide it. Do not wait, but find out what this gift is. Develop it, nurture it, bring it forth, and share it with the world. Because let me tell you, graveyards are filled, and that is so sad, with unfulfilled dreams and opportunities to share and make a difference in the world, because you were holding back. You were holding back because maybe you thought you're not good enough, or who you are to that people want to listen to, or maybe it's too late for you. You're too old. No, no, no. Look at me. I don't feel I'm too old, even though, of course, I feel that sometimes. But I know it's not true. And then I have to kick myself a little bit in my behind to say, okay, then prove it. Prove it. Okay, so life is full of opportunities, full of challenges also. And it needs a certain discipline. And we all have our lazy internal, I would say, is it a little creature? It's almost that little voice that tells you, I don't feel like it, and maybe tomorrow, or so we are by nature procrastinators. And I think I have talked about this, why this is some time ago, because our primal instinct is really what still powers us. And doing anything much more than making sure that we survive is kind of an effort. And sometimes the older we get, the less we want to really go there. And yet, it is really so necessary and also so rejuvenating and for yourself you will find out so much about who you really are when you challenge yourself a little bit. And it takes discipline. Yes, it does. It takes discipline. So anyway, I want to get into what I want to share with you today, and that is with everything in life. Okay, let me take a sip of water so that I have enough energy and breath for the important thing that I want to share with you. So over the decades, through all of my studies, I found that there are 3 critical steps. Altogether, I believe there are 7 steps that really make you successful. And then there are 3 critical steps. And today I want to share with you the first of those 3 critical steps. And it is, maybe you already know this, it is clarity. Total clarity delivers certainty, right? And that removes all doubts. And before I go on, something came to mind. There are so many people and women who don't have a lot of confidence. Do you know what I believe that underlying reason is? They don't have total clarity. Because if you don't have clarity, you cannot have confidence. Confidence comes with clarity. It's not that when you have clarity, then confidence. It works both ways. But just working on confidence alone without knowing that clarity is a paramount part of it, you are really struggling. Okay, the problem is really we don't know that clarity is so important, so we usually drift. We drift, of course. Of course we drift, and we drift off course. So then we don't know where we are, right, on our journey, what the next step is. To get clarity where you are at the moment and what you really want and what the journey is and the next steps is really what also gives you the confidence. Yes, this is what I want. Okay, and the benefit of that is when you are confused, a huge amount of energy is just leaking. When you drift, it's just leaking, and it's lost sometimes. So you have to know where you are. You need a clear mind to understand what you really want, so that what you want can flow and with ease. And then, of course, the confidence comes along and it gets bigger and bigger. Because accomplishing a goal means it has a certain process and it progresses. And then you feel more in command. When you are in command of your clarity, you feel more power. You have more access to yourself. And then things sometimes even fall into place without you having to do so much. Because let me tell you, your diamond, which I believe your soul is your diamond, and it has total clarity. A diamond has total clarity, right? It is crystal clear. And that diamond is within you. How? So how do you get that clarity? You need to ask yourself a set of questions. The first one, of course, is, what do you want? And very often what stands is in our way of knowing what we want is our story. So what is your story? Letting go of your story is not easy. It really isn't. So if you could let go of some of your beliefs, oh my goodness me, that's even harder. So letting go of your story, and of course your story and your beliefs are very intrinsically connected. that means a lot, right? Hello, hello, Mariah. Thank you for being here, and others. Anyway, let me continue here with clarity. Clarity in your is possible. It's not what we usually have. Yes, you need sometimes some help because it is not only a program that you run subconsciously that is not clear. So it runs on automatic when it's in your subconscious mind. And therefore, you need an outside coach or mentor to see those hidden pitfalls. I need my coaches, and I have also mentors that I can run something by and they see, can you give me some clarity here? Where do I not see clear here? Please do that. Even if you don't want to pay for a mentor or a coach, um, have somebody that can give you clarity. But because, but it should be somebody who is not bound to your beliefs. Usually our closest friends and our family members, they are part of our story. So sometimes they are not the best people to give us clarity. Because you also have to know how to ask the right questions so that we can unpack those beliefs and resolve those hindrances and undo those restrictions so that nothing can stop you anymore. Yes or yes? And then the biggest question becomes to that you need to unwrap is, what do you really want? What do you really, really, really want? And it is not unusual. And I heard it more than once from my clients. And it kind of sounds like this. Angelika, I could do almost anything if I knew what it is. That means that she could do almost anything if she knew what she really wanted more than anything else. So what does it mean? It means clarity. Yes or yes? So if you see how clarity is the number one critical step to create and live the life that you desire, then you are a big step forward. Yet, if you don't really know this and you're not aware of it, then you drift. And let me tell you, we all drift. I drift, even though I strive for clarity. And I have to work on clarity. It does not come automatic. It is not automatic. Clarity, but anyway, there are certain things you have to put into place. And then sometimes we have that clarity, and yes, all of a sudden we have that clarity, and then we want it, and then something comes in, some resistance, some doubts, or we get sidetracked by something that happened, or somebody who brought up an old story or said to us, why would you do this? Or I don't think you should do this. This could happen to you. And anybody or anything that can take you off that certainty that you had in the moment can destroy all of that, and you start wandering again and you start drifting again. That way you confuse yourself, and let me tell you, you definitely confuse the universe, which is really your universal manifestation channel. We do not have enough time here today to discuss this universal manifestation channel and why it works. And because it works of universal law. Yes, law, universal law. And it works without a glitch. But it is not easy to really tune and be totally on that path. on that frequency. That's probably better. Be aligned with that frequency that carries you to what you want. And I know this because in all of my teachings and courses, we go deeper into this awesome truth that is available to you and to me and to everybody. Once you know how it works, it will work. It will work for everybody and anybody. The first critical step to any manifestations is what? What is it? Yes, you guessed it. It is clarity. Boy, did I rub this in enough now? Okay, so how do you get there? I believe that clarity comes when you can answer the following questions. And there may be more questions, but here are some of the questions. And the first one is, of course, what do you want? What do you want? So a clear description of your goal. And let me tell you, this goal can be a temporary goal. There are different goals, and it is so wonderful if you write your life plan, where you write your overall, your overreaching goal, your biggest overreaching goal. And then there are all these different ones that are on different timelines, okay? So what do you want? And if you're not too sure about your overreaching goal and kind of your life goal, which there's a little tip here, is very closely connected to your core values. Your core values, the values that you would almost give your life for, is really your very much the destination, the destiny of your life's goals, of your life plan. Okay? So what do you want? A clear description of your goal. Then you have to know where you are. Where are you now? And where do you want to be at, these certain intervals and time on your journey? And what do you need to take with you on that journey? Even more important, what do you need to let go of, right? What do you need to, and who do you need to take with you on this journey? And who do you need to leave behind or disconnect from or love free? This is what I sometimes say. You don't have to be harsh. You can love a relationship even free. Don't want to get off track now. So clarity really comes through observation and awareness. Your innermost self, your soul, has total clarity. But do you listen to your soul? We are too busy to really listen to our souls because we need to go into a state of silence to go within, right? That's why few of us, or most of us, not even know what that means, right? Or how to access the truth and the wisdom from our soul. Yet part of you knows it, right? And then part of you also knows when you drift, and then when you create this parallel universe, it's almost whatever is not in total harmony and alignment with your innermost self, with your original self, with who you really are, you are in friction. And it's kind of you are creating a lie when you go there and create on that path. And even when you do this, part of you knows when you create those little white lies or tell stories that hide the truth in situations where you believe you messed up, and you tell these stories to yourself. You don't even have to tell it to somebody else. Yes, you can tell yourself lies. Absolutely. It's easy to create that story, especially when it makes sense. You can easily convince yourself, because that part of your brain that is connected to your old stories and to your old belief systems will always try to make sense of that, which you do not want, is not even the truth. Can be very tempting to do. And, we get away with those kind of lies, but it doesn't feel so good. Because when you created a part of you, even your conscious mind, but even more that inner part knows that you created a lie, a story, maybe a total or a half fiction. Isn't that the truth? And it doesn't feel right. It actually feels uncomfortable. Therefore, you have to drown that inner dialogue of conscience or sweep that truth under the carpet. It's just hidden, but it's not gone, it's not resolved. Not even not even a bit of it. And yes, in the end, you have a great story, the one that even makes sense to your mind, but you don't feel so great telling it, right? Because part of you knows it's not totally you. It's not in total alignment with you. That's why you don't feel so great. That takes you out of the harmony with that total alignment with your own inner truth. Then you feel fractured, you get irritated, and you are in disharmony and in misalignment, in disaccord with your inner self. And whether you sleep or whether you sit or stand or walk or whatever you do, you are always and constantly either in or out of alignment, with your own inner truth, with the highest truth of who you really are. It's a realization that's absolute and obsolete, and yet we constantly forget it. Remember that you're not only in the presence of your inner truth, but your very being, all of you, your true essence has divinity because it is the God within you. It is in alignment with your total and inner truth. It's an intrinsic part of you because that part gave you life and breath and purpose and a reason for being here in this lifetime. So it makes total sense to check in with that outer and inner reality, right? That is unseen and yet the strongest power in you to use as the creative force, as your creative force in this universe. Because without clarity in all aspects of your life, you will use a lot of time and effort unnecessarily. Okay? And there is another issue, which is brain fog, but we don't have the time. I don't want to go into this because we are already running out of time. Because in the end, whether it's brain fog or anything else, chaos and confusion is what we have to deal with. And when you are unclear, it's impossible to make good decisions, right? Clarity requires work, and this work is mostly internal. I hope I made this clear now. And making choices always starts that process of bouncing beliefs off of one another and have you decide which road to take. Truly, when there are two paths diverge, for example, in the woods, and it makes a difference which path you take, right? One could take you in the total wilderness, the other can take you to a golden city, or however you want to come in. But anyway, there are different outcomes, right? Or even different destinations altogether. So how can you start to become clear? How do you harness clarity? I would ask you to maybe start to journal your desires and form a clear list of the goals you want to accomplish. Okay, then do a massive purge. Letting go of things is the most important thing to get clarity. And sometimes letting go of something on the outside, clearing out maybe a closet or getting rid of some clutter around you, already gives your mind a rest and brings space and clarity into your mind. So maybe start there. Because when you do this and continue this, then clarity becomes your superpower. With clear choices, then your life starts to feel better and better and better. So this is the end of our time here, and I enjoyed having you here with me. Thank you for spending your precious time with me. And if you find what I shared with you today valuable, mark your calendar for next week, same day, same time. I can't wait to show you so much more that will give you the tools to live your most radiant life after 45. And you can always contact me for any questions you may have. Here's the next step. Get in touch with me because I have, for example, I have a mastermind coming up on Tuesday. That's only 3 days from now. Find out what this is, because this will be about a relationship with yourself and your other, how to revive it, how to improve it. And it's so valuable. And message me if you want an invitation to this mastermind. It's free and it's only 3 days from now. Okay, this is it. And I say goodbye for right now until I see you again next Saturday, same time. Bye bye for now.